Welcome to all students in our today's lecture, that is on chemical thermodynamics. Now we are in this chapter. In our last video lecture we have covered the point mathematical expression for first law of thermodynamics. Now after that point we have derived the mathematical expression for first law of thermodynamics in our last lecture. In continuation with that point we will see our today's point, first law of thermodynamics for various processes. Now that using that last derivation we will apply that equation for various processes like isothermal, adiabatic, isochoric, isobaric processes. Means that equation we will study in various different processes. Okay. Now first of all we will discuss what is meant by isothermal process. Isothermal process in which the temperature of that system or the reaction where we are carrying out all the processes, in which temperature will become or it will be constant, is called as isothermal process. Now in that condition, that is in isothermal process, if we consider the heat, that is temperature is constant in that condition, and if temperature is constant, at the same time internal energy at that case also becomes equal to 0, that is delta U is equal to 0. So for isothermal process delta U is equal to 0. Okay. Now for isothermal process, if we are going to substitute this value in thermodynamics first law equation, then we have already know about the thermodynamics first law equation, that is delta U is equal to Q plus W. We already know about this equation, and what I am going to do here, I will substitute this value in this equation, then you will get 0 is equal to Q plus W. On modification you will get W is equal to minus Q or Q is equal to minus W. Now if we came across the meaning of this equation, to know the meaning of this equation, how we can describe it? Here the our equation which implies that heat absorbed by the system is used for doing work done by the system on the surrounding. Okay, so this is the meaning of that equation. And when work is done on the surrounding, when the work is done on the system by the surrounding, which results in the release of heat. So this is the meaning of this equation, that is W is equal to minus Q. Okay. Now we will move to the next point, that is adiabatic process. Adiabatic process we already learned in our previous videos. We just go on looking the last videos, we will get what is meant by adiabatic process in detail. Now here we are using or applying this adiabatic process to the thermodynamics first law equation. Okay. Now in adiabatic process there is no exchange of heat between system and surrounding. Therefore one condition we have to substitute here, that is heat Q will become 0 in the first law equation. As we already know about the equation for thermodynamics first law, here in this equation what we are going to substitute, the Q term, that is heat, will not be exchanged, therefore it becomes 0. Therefore in this I will call this as a equation number 1 for my understanding, and for your better understanding I have called this as a equation number 1. And what I did, I have substituted the value of Q, that is Q is equal to 0, then that equation will be modified as delta U is equal to 0 plus W, that is in another word we can say delta U, that is internal energy change, will only depends on the work done by the system. Okay, so this is the meaning of what we can say the use of thermodynamics first law in adiabatic condition. As you are getting this equation delta U is equal to W, you can also use this equation by changing their signs, that is delta U is equal to minus W, means both has meanings for system as well as the surrounding. So you can use this equation in both the cases. Here, as increase in internal energy of the system is work done on it, if the work done by the system on the surrounding at the expense of its internal energy. Okay, the internal energy accompanying the adiabatic process now would decrease. Therefore, this internal energy will depend on what we can say work done by the system. Therefore, in case of what we can say adiabatic process. Okay. Now in this case, heat will not be entertained in the equation. So this is the what you can say thermodynamics first law for adiabatic process. Now we are going to learn the next process, that is isoporic process for thermodynamics first law mathematical expression. Now how it would be changes, means some changes will be taking place for isoporic process. Now we have already learned what is meant by isoporic process. Isoporic process in which the volume change of that system will be equal to 0, that is delta V is equal to 0. Now in that case, volume change for this process, that is delta V is equal to 0. This condition we have to use for this process. That is, this will take place when we are carrying out some reactions in closed vessel. Then volume change will becomes equal to 0, that is delta V is equal to 0. We have to substitute this term in the equation. Then what you will get? You will get the required equation, that is we already learned the pressure volume type of work done, that is W is equal to minus PEX multiplied by delta V. Now this is the equation for what we can say the work done in pressure volume type. That is, if we are substituting this value in thermodynamics first law, that is mathematical first law, then what you will get, instead of W in equation 1 we have to substitute this value. Then you will get delta U is equal to Q plus, Q is nothing but what you can say heat. Here W, the value of this W will be minus PXT multiplied by delta V. So this minus sign I have to skip here. Instead of it I have to take minus sign. Minus PEX, that is external pressure multiplied by delta V. So this is the required equation which I have got here. But as the reactions which we are carrying out in closed vessel or closed container, then this value, that is delta V, that is volume change, initial as well as final volume becomes equal to 0. If you take it substitute, what you can say subtraction initial and final volume, because as the volume change does not take place, their subtraction also becomes equal to 0, because initial and final volumes are equals. Therefore, all this term becomes equal to 0, and we can write this equation in some modified form, that is delta U is equal to QV. Why I have written like this delta U is equal to QV? Because this equation implies that QV is nothing but the heat at constant volume. That is, internal energy of the, in that case, internal energy of the system will depends on heat at constant volume. So this is the equation for isoporic process which we have applied, or by making some changes you will in the thermodynamics first law mathematical expression you will get the expression for isochoric process, that is like this: delta U is equal to QB. Okay, so this is the equation for isochoric process. Like that, we will move to the next point, that is isobaric process. In isobaric process we already learned, but here we have to apply this mathematical first law of thermodynamics. We have to make some changes in it for this process, that is isobaric process. In that case, pressure becomes equal to same, that is we will see which are the changes which are going to take place in isobaric process. Okay, it is usually here the chemical reactions which are carried out in open containers. So this is the required expression we will get when we are carrying out some reactions in open vessel. Open vessel in the sense the atmospheric pressure which is acting on it will be same, that is at constant external atmospheric pressure we are carrying out all these reactions. So in that case, volume change, that is delta V, will not be equal to 0. This is the condition which we have to use, that is delta V is not equal to 0. We have to use this condition here. Okay, so this is the very important thing according to the isobaric process. Now we will replace some terms here. Which terms we are going to replace? Instead of Q, I will write QP. Okay, and instead of change in internal energy, that is delta U, I will replace this term by QP minus PEXT, that is external pressure multiplied by delta V. Now these changes I have to make in the thermodynamics first law equation. Then I will get the proper equation, that is for QP, that is heat at constant pressure. Now I will substitute all these terms in the thermodynamics first law equation. Then you will get the proper equation for heat, that is QP is equal to delta U plus PEXT multiplied by delta V. So this is the final equation for what you can say thermodynamics first law equation in isobaric process. Now what I did here, you just look at this equation, delta U plus PEXT multiplied by delta V. Here you will get in negative sign, but after rearranging this term you will get in plus, that is plus PEX external multiplied by delta V. So this is the required equation for isobaric process, that is when we replace the term Q by QP and then delta U, that is internal energy change, by this factor, that is QP minus PEXT multiplied by delta V. Okay, so this is the equation for isobaric process. Now we will move to the next point, that is enthalpy. Enthalpy of a system is the sum of internal energy and the energy equivalent to the pressure volume type of work done. That is, in equation form we can write like this: H is equal to U plus PV. So this is the expression for what you can say enthalpy. I will repeat once again the definition of it, that is enthalpy H is equal to, it is the sum of internal energy as well as the pressure volume type of change which is taking place. So this is nothing but what I can say the enthalpy. Now enthalpy we already defined, and this term is that is H is the state function, and we already know about the term enthalpy. It will change in enthalpy. It will depends on initial and final states of the system, that is delta H is equal to H2 minus H1. Okay, now here according to that concept, what we have to do, we have to determine the value for delta H. So I will write this equation as delta H is equal to H2 minus H1. As I have taken the two values of it, so I have to modify that equation for the two terms, means I have to take that equation in for initial as well as final states. Then by substituting all their values in that equation, you will get the required or final equation. So I will calculate the values for H2 as well as H1. Here for initial state, I have to write that equation like this: H1 is equal to U1 plus P1 V1, and for final state I will modify that equation like this: H2 is equal to U2 plus P2 V2. Okay, so these are the two different equations for initial as well as final states. Now what I have to do, I have to substitute all these values. I will call this as the equation number 1. Then you will get the proper equation for delta H. So I will substitute all these values here. Then you will get, instead of H2 I will substitute this value U2 plus P2 V2 minus U1. Now only I will write plus only. After multiplying inside, I will write the another step this equation, that is U1 plus P1 V1. I will write bracket for your sake of understanding. Now here I will modify this equation as this U2 plus P2 V2, and as one multiplying this minus sign inside the equation, you will get minus U1 minus P1 V1. So here we have to separate out the like terms. So internal energy I will write at one side, that is U2 minus U1 with the sign plus P2 V2 minus P1 V1. I have written at another side. Okay. Now in this equation we already know about as initial minus the final minus initial values, we will do it for change. Therefore I will write this equation in the form of change, that is delta U you will get here plus P2 V2 minus P1 V1. For that change I will use this term delta PV. Okay, so this is the modification for change in that terms. Okay, now for constant pressure, that is if P1 is equal to P2, I will write one common term, that is P. So in this above equation you will notice some changes, that is delta this equation I will call this as the equation number 2. Okay, so this, as I have stated here, both the pressures are inside and outside. If pressures are becomes equal, then we have to use, instead of P1 P2 I will write the single term, that is P. Then that modifications I have to do in the equation number 2. Then what you will get, delta H is equal to, you will get this equation, delta H is equal to delta U plus P delta V. What I did here, I have taken the common term outside the delta, it is in front of delta, that is, what is the variable remained here, delta V. Okay, so this is the change what I have to do here. And if the pressure inside and outside, if it is equal to same, that is, we already know about the two pressures, external pressure as well as the internal pressure. That is, if Pex is equal to P, if this condition we are using for equation number here, which we already derived, that is Qp is equal to delta U plus Pext multiplied by delta V. This equation which we have already derived, this equation we are calling it as a thermodynamic first law equation, modified equation in isobaric process. So this is the another equation which we have to use in that equation, that is for equation for enthalpy. If we look at both these equations, you will notice some similarities. For our sake of simplicity, I will write that equation again here. That is Qp is equal to delta U plus Pex multiplied by delta V. What are the changes you are going to observe here? Here, the right hand side of this equation are equal. In which condition? If the external pressure as well as the internal pressure both becomes equal, then the right hand side of both these equations, both the equations, you will notice same. So left hand side of these equations also becomes same. Therefore, I will write here delta H is equal to Qp. So this is the required equation for what I can say the enthalpy. Now the change in enthalpy here, at heat and constant pressure both are equals. Under which condition? If the external pressure as well as the internal pressure of system, if it is equal. Okay, so this is the required equation for enthalpy. Now we are going to see the next point, that is relationship between enthalpy as well as internal energy in our next video. So this is the all terms which we have covered in our today's lecture. Now this is the very important equations for theory examinations for 2 marks. These equations may be asked in your exam, and this is also important for theory exam. This equation may be asked in your theory exam for 2 marks. So like that equations, there are many derivations in thermodynamics. For 2 marks you have to be prepared. Thank you very much.